Hey everyone, welcome back to Poplar Preparedness. Huge news out there right now. We are hearing just crazy things coming. Major industry insiders inside the trucking and freight companies are there's major panic on the way right now. We are hearing from major corporations, major businesses that both fuel trucks and those who run trucks. They are saying we are looking at 1 to 2 weeks before we start seeing rationing and some places just flat out running out of fuel. Now, this is mostly focused on the eastern seaboard of the United States, mostly mid-Atlantic states. So North Carolina up to New York City is where it's talking about right now, but that could have ripple effects across the board. What is happening? Now, when we were talking about this with regard to rail issues, we're saying that companies like Pilot were saying that they were only getting 50% of their orders for transportation of things like diesel fuel. Now, the spinoff to that story is that they're trying to move more diesel because of this impending shortage. There are reports there. And what they're saying is that much of this fuel is disappearing because it's going to Europe. There are a lot of vehicles driving around in Eastern Europe right now, and they're consuming a whole lot of fuel. And as the bear country over there is the second largest producer of oil in the world, and they're trying to make decisions about how to cut off that fuel from the Eastern European and Western European economy. There's going to be a fuel shortage in Europe. And so what's happening is fuel is being pulled from the United States and being sent to Europe, which is now starting to hit crisis levels in some places inside the United States. Freight Waves, which is a major publication that covers trucking and freight moving, their CEO has come out and said that he is aware of now 3 major trucking fleets that are preparing for diesel shortages in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states. They are sending out alerts, and there are pictures of these alerts that truckers are getting right now that are saying that because Love's, which is a major fueling stop, if you've ever traveled, you'll see these truck stops. Love's truck stops and Pilot truck stops are both saying that as many as 25% of their retail locations for fueling may run out of fuel in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Wow. I mean, this is not one of those things that spins on a dime. Remember when we had the Colonial Fuel pipeline shut down? And even then, we did not see this type of effect. This is a major issue that has been building up in the pipeline, so to speak, for a little bit, and it was not being talked about. But now it's being talked about openly. So I've been hearing rumbles about diesel shortages, but this is starting to hit the fan. This stuff is hitting the fan, and it's starting to, and this will have unimaginable ripples, downstream consequences. When they start rationing diesel fuel to truckers, that means loads will not get delivered. There is not much in the system. We talk about how fast people running to the store will strip those stores bare. It will go even faster if the stores aren't getting trucks in, right? The stuff will fly off the shelves so fast it won't be funny, and there won't be more product that can move in because trucks will not be moving it in. So we're looking at rationing, and some stops being just out of fuel. Now, if this truck stop right here doesn't have fuel, that means those trucks are going to go to the fuel stops nearby, right? And they're going to put a heavier strain on all the truck stops nearby, which is going to cause them to run out of fuel. It's a domino thing. When you start having a shortage in one area, it's not going to be made up for around the area. What's going to cause is a domino effect spreading outward from those shortages, right? And just because that truck stop can't get fuel, it's going to be more likely that the truck stops around it can't get fuel either. And there's going to be more truckers going to those places and cars going to those places looking for fuel. So one, what can you do? Stock up on fuel. What do you have gas tanks at home? Are your cars topped up? Are the gas tanks at home topped up? That should be done. This is a diesel crisis, but that has a tendency to spread. We aren't hearing what's going on in the gasoline market because we don't have any industry papers. We don't have industry insiders that are watching out for us car drivers, right? Just like what they have over there in diesel with the truckers. So we may be facing down the barrel, same thing with gasoline, and we just may not see it until it hits us right square in the face. So stock up on gas. If you are driving diesel, you might want to pick up diesel like yesterday. And if you didn't pick up yesterday, then pick it up today. Second thing is realize your stores are going to be not resupplied as efficiently as they have been in the past. Whatever you're going to need over the next short term, it might be wise to go shopping soon and stock up for your perishables for the next few weeks or months. That does two things. One, it makes sure that you can get those things, right? And the second thing it does is you won't have to drive, which means you'll use up less fuel, which means you get to save fuel. It's like those items that you pick up from the store have like they're like a battery of fuel that you use to purchase them, right? Realize that if you're ordering things online, that they may not arrive. So be aware of that. If truckers cannot get fuel, they're not going to bring you your stuff to your front door. All right. Those are some steps that you can take right now. If you have anything that you need to do fuel-wise, do it either sooner or start stocking up on fuel. Remember, gasoline, untreated, has a shelf life of 3 to 6 months. If you put fuel stabilizer in there and you put it in a nice place, you can keep it up for a year. So, folks, if you're like me, I'm too cheap to put fuel stabilizer in there. So what I do is I keep rotating my gasoline. I'm actually pretty good on my gasoline rotation right now, 2 months in. So I could rotate it, but I don't think I will be right at this time. But top up whatever you got. Folks, be aware that things could start getting a little crazy here on the East Coast in the next few weeks to next couple months. How quickly will this be fixed in the system? No telling. No telling. This is not a short-term issue. This is not like one pipeline's going down, and as soon as they fix that pipeline, boof, it'll go up. This is not about people running out and buying too much fuel and people panicking. That's not what's happening here either. It's just there isn't enough fuel in the stockpiles. So until we can order more fuel from other countries, other places, and those ships can come in, we're going to be kind of up a creek without a paddle, at least over here in the eastern United States. Will we be able to ship enough fuel from western United States? Possibly. I have not heard of this stretching up into Canada, but if you're in the eastern seaboard of Canada, you might want to be paying attention to what's going on as well. All right, folks, that's what I got for you. Steve Poplar out. If you haven't seen the latest update, that will be displayed right here.